Hi guys, so this is 180 Degrees Consulting, Shri Ram College of Commerce, and yesterday we had our orientation that took place on an offline setup in college. Unfortunately, due to the size of the seminar room, we were only able to accommodate about 100 odd people, and a lot of people missed out on the orientation, even though we had a meeting going on. So, for the convenience of those who weren't able to completely grasp all of the concepts and the recruitment processes that we talked about in the orientation, we're recording this video that we will be posting on our YouTube channel. Along with this, there'll be another video on our case solving session, which will be very helpful in the future parts of your term here. With that, I guess we can start with the orientation for the batch of 2022-23 for the term as a junior consultant. Before we kickstart things, we'll start with a small video that kind of encompasses who we are and what we do here.
Impact. It is what drives us every day. Whether it's helping the underprivileged get better facilities, preventing one more road accident with what we do, or giving the opportunity of education to a child, we make sure to always make an impact and make this world a better place for us and for you.
At 180 Degrees Consulting, we undertake a plethora of initiatives that will help in honing skills that will assist you in all aspects of life, whether it be market research, human resources, branding, or financial planning. We've got you covered. Further, we have a very unique branch structure. Our branch leadership team follows a three-tier structure, wherein in the third year we have the president, the co-president, and the two consulting directors. In the second year, we have the department heads of the three strategic decision groups, and in the first year, we have the junior consultants. The three strategic decision groups consist of the Research and Analysis Department, Case Library and Resources, and Public Relations and Partnerships. Further, we undertake various consulting projects throughout the year in which we see inter-SDG participation.
With a strong alumni base, a global client base, and an everlasting impact, we assure you an intellectually stimulating experience, an amazing work environment, and a family like no other. We warmly welcome the batch of 25-26 to the 180DC SRCC orientation. Impact awaits you.
So that was a video that talked about what we are exactly and what kind of work that we do, along with a little about our brand structure. We'll be deep diving into each aspect of this video in the forthcoming orientation. So let's start about what 180 Degrees Consulting really is. So 180 Degrees Consulting is the world's largest student-run premier impact consultancy. And the organization is operating in more than 40 countries across the world. And we've completed more than 6,000 projects. We are working from over 150 branches. One of the branches is 180 Degrees Consulting SRCC. And as you can see on the screen, the various partners that we've had over the period of time that we've run are large organizations like UNHCR, Red Cross, Amnesty International, amongst many others. Now, talking about our branch in particular, 180 Degrees Consulting SRCC is the first North Indian branch of the 180 Degrees Consulting Group, which is based out of Australia. And we were facilitated with the Best New Branch Award in 2018 and the second best branch in the APAC region, which is the Asia Pacific region. We are very proud to say that we've completed more than 40 projects since the time that we were started. And a few of them have had a pan-India scale where we worked for more than 15,000 hours. We've impacted the lives of more than 250 people. And we've been awarded on a plethora of times for the work that we've done. I'd like Rishabh to take forward the orientation.
Thank you, Harish, for an introduction about 180DC SRCC. We offer a plethora of services, including but not limited to market research and analysis, branding and marketing, human resource management, strategic financial planning, process management, growth and expansion planning. Next slide. Over the years, leveraging our existing connections, we have onboarded mentors from some of the most notable organizations like BCG, EY, Bain and Company, and a lot more. They help us and guide us in our life consulting projects throughout the year. Our mentors act as a constant support throughout and aid us in enhancing our offerings to the external clients. Here's a small testimonial from our mentors themselves, sharing their experience in being associated with 180DC SRCC.
I think it's really exciting working with the team at 180DC SRCC. It's really interesting to understand the plethora of experiences and ideas that the team brings on the table, to solve the kind of problems that they're solving. And it's really interesting to see, the parallel between the type of problems that 180 solves versus what we work on at PCG. Having worked with the team, it's been a great experience, and I just think that for anyone who really wants to understand how consulting works and what it really takes to make it in consulting, I think 180 is a great place to start. So yeah.
I've been a mentor with them for over a year now, and it's been a pleasure interacting with them. I think they are a set of some of the brightest minds I have come across, especially at that age at the university level. I interact with people across colleges all the time, and besides being the smartest lot, I think they're also a passionate lot, which is motivated to do something impactful, which makes a difference. So I think, yeah, it's a great set of people I've had the pleasure to interact with, and I think anybody who can be part of that team would stand to gain definitely from it. I think it helps in multiple ways, right? It has the potential to teach on the job skills, very practical skills which are needed for any kind of job when you start out after college. So I think it sets a good base or foundation that ways. Second, I think it helps you understand real world problems better. So whichever industry you choose, whichever function you choose, it helps you get a bigger view of the world that way. So I think that's another good factor about being part of such a group. And finally, I think the kind of projects they do, they're very high quality. So it builds a sense of satisfaction as well. And I've seen them work very diligently, and almost their work is at par with the market consultants out there, whether we talk about the big four, the MBBs, etc. The quality of work, research, effort is actually pretty good. So I think that's commendable. So yeah, I think if you get a chance, you should apply.
We primarily undertake live projects with both national and international clients to get a better understanding of consulting in real life. The juniors inducted in 180DC SRCC will also get a practical experience of consulting through these consulting projects. Let's look at some of our past projects to better understand the domain we operate in and the impact we built. Project Fuse Ecotia. Fuse Ecotia is a Malaysian ecotourism company focusing on conservation and community research projects. We researched and suggested several fundraising avenues comprising of CSR, grants, and institutional funding. Furthermore, we also identified diverse marketing strategies and curated a volunteer outreach program, which affected the client's volunteer base and outreach model. Under Project Urja Energy revolves around the sustainable development in rural areas. We at 180DC SRCC conducted an in-depth industry and competitor analysis, helping them build a more sustainable business model pertaining to women empowerment via production and sale of their biodegradable sanitary pads. Project Kua Clothing. Kua is a women clothing brand creating a niche in formal clothing sector. We curated a market entry strategy for the company, trying to enter into younger women segments through extensive market research. Baked by Kids is a community-based initiative that aims to create a platform for young bakers and help them achieve their greatest potential. We conducted a primary market research and industry-wide macro research on the food tech and bakery sector to help them scale their offerings from an industry segment to a vast economy. Samarthanam Trust for the Disabled has been working since 1997 to empower the disabled and underprivileged in India. 180 DC SRCC provided end-to-end consulting services in the domain of fundraising, volunteer acquisition, management marketing, and outreach, along with others. Kind Century is an international non-for-profit organization aiming to build this world into a better place for a progressive future through sustainable vegetable powder offerings. We undertook a comprehensive industry analysis and conducted a feasible study of products and competitors and suggested several fundraising avenues, marketing strategies, and product launch to help them grow and expand. One Stop MBA is an educational startup allowing students to achieve their dream colleges in top MBA and MIM institutes across the globe. We conducted an in-depth market research and analyzed the competitive landscape to arrive at a foolproof recommendation for growth, marketing, and expansion for the startups. Hope this gives you a glimpse into our operations, what we do, what we have achieved over the years, and how we build our impact. Now, I would like to invite Ishi to brief you about our departments and structure.
So now comes the very important part of the orientation, wherein we'll be explaining to you what the structure is followed in the society. We are essentially divided into three strategic decision groups, which are essentially the departments that we have in our society. These are namely the Research and Analysis Department, which is fondly known as the backbone of the society. Second is the Case Library and Resources, which is known as the essence of the society. And thirdly, we have the Public Relations and Partnerships Department, which is also known as the face of the society. Now, I, Ishi, as one of the RAD directors, along with Suhani, Rishabh, and Aman, would like to tell you more about the Research and Analysis Department. So, as the backbone of the department, and as quite suggestive the name is, we are vested with all the research and analysis responsibilities in the department, in the society. If you are someone who's interested in critical thinking, problem solving, and just analyzing stuff, this is going to be the perfect place for you. To just quote a few initiatives that we take here at RAD, I would say policy reports, research reports, data reports, Tableau reports. And no, it's not just about reports. We believe in celebrating research in so many more innovative ways. And this session, the hugest initiative that RAD took was the launch of Pratyaksh, Complexity Simplified, which is Delhi University's first ever annual consulting journal. It is an amalgamation of thought and purpose, driving action and change. It acts as a perfect source of cognizance for anybody who is interested in consulting. So you can definitely go and check it out on the official website of SRCC. Going to our next initiative, which is going to be very value additive for any junior consultant that joins RAD, I would talk about the training masterclasses that we take on plethora of subjects. Firstly, of course, the researching and writing. And writing here, we're talking about the academic writing that we use for writing research papers, research reports, and research articles. Moving on, we also take sessions on advanced skills of Excel, which will definitely help you organize your data better, gather better inferences, and other stuff like that. Also, we take great sessions on a great data visualization tool, Tableau, which is going to be a great skill for you even going forward in the corporate life. We also have another initiative called 180 Pulse, which is the official blog of 180 DC SRCC, and we'll be talking about that a little more in the future. This session for the junior consultants, we're also planning a huge research festival, but we'll be talking about that more when we get actually working in the society. I request Kavya to now take this forward.
Thank you so much, Ishi. I'm going to be talking about the Case Library and Resources Department. It's also fondly known as the essence of the society. If you're someone who wants to know what a consultant does in his day-to-day life and what tools he uses, then this is the right department for you. If you join us, you will be able to curate guesstimates, frameworks, and industry reports completely from scratch. This will be used when you're actually consulting real-life businesses. We're responsible for creating a repository of resources on our website, which can be used by undergraduates as well as postgraduates who want to make a career in consulting. One of the biggest initiatives that CLR takes up is the case interview guide. Here, junior consultants will get a chance to directly interact with alums who've been placed in MBB firms and then get to know how they got into the MBB firm as well as what their day-to-day life looks like. Another beautiful initiative that our department took up recently was our YouTube channel. Here, we convert the transcripts that we make in the case interview guide into video format that can be easily accessed by people who want to get into consulting. So if you're someone who wants to be a part of the one-stop destination for all your consulting needs, then this is the right department for you.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Manya and I'm a director in the third and final SDG that we have here, which is the Public Relations and Partnerships Department. We're also known as the face of the society. So basically, for what PRP does, we are primarily in charge of fostering meaningful collaborations and relationships, promoting the values and the work which we do here at SRCC. On the partnerships front, it is responsible for onboarding and maintaining client relationships in the national as well as international arena. So, to get into the specifics of some of the activities which fall under the scope of PRP are first, brand management. So the PRP department is responsible for maintaining relationships and thereby the brand of 180 DC with external stakeholders. It is also responsible for handling the social media of the society, which is Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Here we put up unique social media campaigns in the form of informative posts, stories related to consulting. You can see some of the examples here on the left of your screen. All the other posts which you guys would have seen for getting you guys on board were all curated and put up by the PRP department as well. The second and one of the most trivial functions of PRP is onboarding client projects. As Rishabh just mentioned, the core activity of 180 DC is to provide consulting services to NGOs, not-profits, think tanks, etc. So the responsibility of onboarding such projects falls on the PRP department. And just to reiterate, these would be the same projects that you guys would be working on once you're inducted in the society as junior consultants. Two major events also organized solely by the PRP department are the Networking Mixer and the International Consulting Summit, which we would get into greater details further in the orientation. Also, finally, to host such events on a large scale, we require partnerships and sponsorships. Here's when the PRP department comes in. Working in the PRP department, you will partake in fostering collaborations with the renowned organizations. So these would basically cover the major purviews of the PRP department. So for you, if you feel like you have the right people skills or you want to build upon your communication skills while getting an opportunity to network with corporations and have a lot of fun in the process, this is the right place for you. I think that was all for the SDGs. Ishi, you can please take over.
All right. So circling back to 180 Pulse, the official blog of 180 DC SRCC. The research and analysis department is primarily responsible for maintaining all these articles, but every single junior consultant that becomes a part of the society actually gets a chance to have their own work published at this blog. And the JCs have full creative independence that they can write on a plethora of topics ranging from business and finance, science and technology, philosophy and psychology, economics and public policy, and just many more. 180 Pulse can totally be described as a storehouse of knowledge packed with nuggets of jargon, recommendations, and instances from topics concerning everyone at large. So, while we engaged in this initiative, not only will you be honing your writing skills, but also your researching skills and broadening your horizon of interests, as we'll be delving more into topics that you would never have imagined before. So, that is 180 Pulse for you. Moving on. Coming to the very interesting part of the orientation, we'll be explaining to you about the key events that 180 DC SRCC hosts. We'll be going into further depth in the coming slides, but just to name them, they would be Case 180, International Consulting Summit, Networking Mixer, and the Global Consulting Bootcamp. I request Harish to take forward.
All right, hi guys. So now we're going to move into, like Ishi said, one of the most engrossing sections of our orientation, primarily because these four events are something that we look forward to the most in a calendar year. Let's start with Case 180, which is our annual flagship event. So, Case 180 is India's largest undergraduate case study competition, which spans across 2 days and has a lot of engrossing rounds. We see participation from students from various colleges, not just from India, but across the world, such as the University of South Wales, University of Sydney, of course, the various IITs across India, the various IIMs across India, amongst many others. Last year, in Case 180, we had three separate competitions. The first one is our Policy Consulting Edition, which made its debut last year. We also have the most popular Management Consulting Edition, and finally, we have Consultorium. This event was a huge success, and we saw more than 5,000 registrations, and the competitions had prizes worth up to 4 lakh rupees and more than 25 plus sponsors. As you can see, we have a breakdown of the number of registrations for each particular event. Next, we move on to the Global Consulting Bootcamp. So, as you guys may know itself, the word consulting isn't something that has really penetrated the high school audience. A lot of schools don't really talk about what this particular industry is of management consultancy. And realizing this dearth, we decided to come with a boot camp that will give you a starter pack on what consulting is, preparing you for your college life ahead. So, the Global Consulting Bootcamp is a series of masterclasses with the branch leadership team, which is us, designed to help high school students venture into the world of consulting. We provide them a platform to understand consulting frameworks, which you will understand in the case solving session, also uploaded on our YouTube channel, how to solve real life cases, how to attempt guesstimates, and they get a deep dive into the world of consulting from their seats at home. Following the bootcamp, we also had a case study competition to see how well the students could leverage the knowledge that they were newly provided with into a practical application. Some numbers in for this particular bootcamp were that we had 5 in-depth consulting workshops. We had 5 sponsors with prizes worth 25,000 rupees and participants from 20 plus schools. As you can see on the right, these are some of the sponsors that we had for this edition. Now, I would like to invite Manya to talk about the other 2 events.
Okay, great. Thanks, Harish. So moving on to the next event, we have the International Consulting Summit, also known as ICS. So this summit is basically a consulting convention conducted by 180DC SRCC. It consists of enriching sessions covering a plethora of topics from the consulting world. So every year, we invite esteemed consultants and industry experts from reputed business schools to mentor the attendees, share their insights and techniques which they've developed through their work in the consultancy field. So ICS 2022 witnessed 7 intellectually stirring sessions with high-profile speakers like Mr. Satya Ishwaran. He's the country head for Wipro India. We also had Mr. Saurabh Kaushik, who was the managing director at Accenture. So the end-to-end management and execution of the event was undertaken by the PRP department. Here, in the entire event, we help the attendees get unparalleled experience by interacting with industry leaders, corporates, and big names in consulting. Um, Moving on to the next event which we have, which is the networking mixer. Great. So the Networking Mixer 2022, as the name suggests, was a one-of-a-kind intra-Delhi University event hosted by our branch. So as you guys know, 180DC is an umbrella organization. We have more than 150 plus branches all across the world. Among these 150, we have approximately around 20 branches here in Delhi itself. So this initiative was to have an informal meet and greet with members from these branches of the 180 community. The event was our first ever mixer and was organized and hosted solely by our branch, specifically the PRP department. The mixer, it was an online one-day event and was attended by 8 other 180 branches. Although due to COVID protocols, we had to conduct this event online last year. However, this year we're positive that we can have it at a larger scale and an offline setup in college. We have it all in the pipeline for you guys. We've been waiting anxiously for you guys to come and be a part of this, but we assure you it's going to be one of the biggest events we're going to be having this year. Great. Harish, if you could move on to the next slide. Right. So that was all about our events. But like one major backend aspect which goes behind all such events is raising funds or sponsorships for them, especially the ones conducted offline. So here on the screen, you can see some of like the bigger names which we've collaborated with in the past. You can see the World Bank Group on here. There is American Express, Indian School of Public Policy, EY, etc. So being a part of 180DC, you get first-hand experience in talking and networking with such organizations and also learning in the process. Kavya, you can please take over now.
Thank you so much, Manya, for talking to us about the events. So now we've talked about what we do and how we do it. Now let's talk about what you can expect from us once you join us as a junior consultant. First of all, you'll be part of one of the departments and you'll be undertaking the department specific work. Along with that, you'll also be part of a live consultancy project in which you'll get to do research and actually work on the client deliverables. So you'll be able to improve your research skills, your leadership skills. Also, you'll be doing direct client interaction and face-to-face client meetings on the consultancy projects. We have in-house case study solving sessions that will help you master your case study solving skills and help you in case competitions. And another thing that my co-guide directors talked about was the events. So you will be actually organizing the national level case competitions on your own, making the case studies that are solved by undergraduates as well as postgraduates. So whatever it is, in whatever department you are or whatever you choose, you will be able to experience a plethora of activities from our side at 180. Now that we've completed our orientation, let's talk about the special announcement that you've all been waiting for. Can we have a drum roll, please? So guys, we've organized a very special freshers case battle for you all. It's a freshers inclusive case competition. We want to know how much you guys already know about consulting, and we don't expect to have very comprehensive solutions, but we do want to know how much you guys can think, how much you can make up a case study, how much you can solve it. So we'll be expecting you guys to participate as much as you can. And the 3 top performers in this competition will get direct entry into 180 DC. They'll not have to go through the entire grueling recruitment process that we have ahead of you. So guys, the submission deadline for the case will be 14th of November, end of day. And so embrace the case and conquer the case. So this is one way of getting into the society, but we also have the normal recruitment process that we'll now be explaining to you all. Let's move ahead. So we've already opened the application forms for getting into the society on the 9th of November. It's available on all our social media channels and also be available to you on mail if you've registered for the orientation. Further, the application form is evaluative in nature and you'll be expected to submit this by the 16th of November EOD. Once you've submitted the application form, you'll be receiving a problem discussion slot. This is essentially a group discussion in which there'll be 8 to 10 participants and you'll be expected to discuss a problem that you've been given. After the application and the problem discussion round are complete, they'll be evaluated together and we'll be releasing a list of shortlisted candidates. The shortlisted candidates will be sitting in a personal interview with the directors as well as the senior BLT, and after which we'll be giving you the final induction. Just to reiterate the timeline once, the freshers case battle, again, the registration for that is open right now. We'll be sending you the case on the 11th of November and you'll be expected to submit the case solution on the 14th of November. The application forms is open as well, and it's compulsory to fill the application form if you want to apply as a junior consultant. You'll be expected to submit the application form by the 16th of November EOD, after which you'll receive a slot for your problem discussion. We understand that this can be a grueling process and can be quite tiring. That's why we've decided that each person who applies to our society will be given a buddy who will be helping them throughout the process. I hope this makes it very clear for all of you, and we'll be expecting to see you all in the problem discussion as well as the personal interview round. Thank you.
With that, we'd like to come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching the entire video and staying here with us. We really appreciate it as a society. Do check out the other videos in this YouTube channel and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.